Today, a rather big match in our football season. We're taking on Manchester United away from home. A trip to Old Trafford, of course. Manchester United now officially a competitive rival of Crystal Palace. And, well, we have the small matter of taking them on today. We've had a great start in the league, as well as that game against Manchester United. We have Lazio in the Champions League, kicking off our title defence against the second best team in Italy. Fingers crossed, touch wood, we're going to win 2-2 today. Let's do this. You're all doing fantastic. As you watch this video on Tuesday, there are engineers in my flat setting up a brand new internet line because that was the issue, apparently, with my internet. The good news for you guys is the streams and the videos will resume at a more regular tempo. The bad news is I can't guarantee a video tomorrow. Of course, if you're watching this video in the distant future, first and foremost, I hope 2023 is nice. Secondly, doesn't apply to you. You can just keep your binge watching going on down with the series playlist, I suppose. Now, since you were last here, we have kicked off the league season, and Sergio Lopez has been very, very good for us. 5 goals in 4 Premier League games. Of course, Garajaga has previously been our main man for goals. This year so far, Sergio Lopez is the main man for goals. He was a little bit slow getting started, but with him firing on all cylinders, we are now 4 wins in 4 in the Premier League and looking very, very good. Also nice to see Fontana second in the average ratings. Of course, there is going to be no Erling Haaland popping up as a top goal scorer, unless he does it for us, I suppose. But in terms of the other player doing well, it's interesting to see another real player acting as a top goal scorer at the moment. I feel like there's not many real players left. Matías Arezzo, heard of this guy? You probably have. He's currently the second top goal scorer over at Chelsea, which I thought was a little bit interesting. We've not really seen his face pop up much in this save game, but so far this year, he's doing pretty well at 33. Now, just circling back to our form, of course, last episode we got 2 really good wins against Villarreal and Fulham. Since then, 3 matches played in the Premier League. We kick things off with a 4-1 win against Sheffield United. Fontana, Tullio, De Silva, and also Peña getting the goals. I've been told that this guy's name is Iban Peña. I hope that's correct. Either that or someone has trolled me successfully in the comments into getting a pronunciation wrong when I'm really, really trying to do it right. And well, hot off the heels of that win, we got another win, this time away from home against Arsenal. A 3-0 victory, and well, you're going to notice a consistent goal scorer here. There's a pattern emerging with these goals. Lopez, playing as our striker, turns out he's very, very good. We talked about his 5 goals. He got 3 of them in this game here from a combined maybe 20 yards out between all 3 efforts. But in the end, they all found the back of the net. We looked great. And to be honest, it was just a really, really good performance. A tricky game potentially away against Arsenal, and we made it look easy. After the win against Arsenal, we went into an international break, and if there was any risk of coming back with some rustiness, it was quickly washed away. We beat Nottingham Forest 5-0 in our most recent game. It wasn't a very, I was going to say, calm performance. We were quite aggressive, quite angry. I felt like the way that we played. Lopez picked up a brace, Haaland, Zambergen, and Garajaga also getting in on the scoring as we continue to rotate our team. And well, that brings us this match against Lazio. It's on the 17th of September, and with Manchester United looming in 3 days' time, and given our slightly easier Champions League group, we're going to be rotating things fairly heavily for this first game. And well, this is the team that we're going with, which I feel like when I say this is the heavily rotated team, and then we look at it, it really gives you an idea of just how good we are. Kayondo is making, well, his first appearance in goal this season. I was about to say it's his debut for Crystal Palace, but he did play a few games when he first signed for us 4 years ago now. Of course, this man has gone out on loan. He's got lots of European experience playing for Shakhtar and also for Marseille. And now he's back in Crystal Palace colours to be our kind of cup goalkeeper. So keen to see what he can do in this first game. In at left back, we've got Alpert, Bowyer in at right back, Collins and McIntosh in the middle. David Lind is going to play as the roaming playmaker today. I absolutely love David Lind. I don't really know what his best role is. I'd be interested to know how you would use this man. Of course, in this game here, he is going to be playing as a roaming playmaker. I feel like he's got amazing mentals. His technicals may be lacking in a couple of areas, but still pretty solid. And despite his lack of pace, I mean, when you look at him, he's just absolutely ridiculously good. So he's going to be slotting in for us behind George, Middleby and Panariello at centre attacking mid, Winter up top and Garajaga out on the right. This is the rotated team. This is terrifying. We are, as I've already mentioned, and as you can perhaps tell, resting players here. Manchester United in 3 days' time, I think, is going to be the proper test. But a chance in this match here for us to see how the B team get along and see some old familiar faces. I know some people are going to be upset. I physically could not register Stephen Gold for the Champions League. I just couldn't fit him in the squad. So the dreams of seeing Stephen Gold score in the Champions League final this year, they're going to have to go on hold indefinitely. I'm sorry. Now, I already talked about it a little bit, but our Champions League group this year is fairly straightforward. I mean, now that I've said that, it probably won't be. But I kind of look at the likes of Getafe and Shakhtar Donetsk. They are games that we should absolutely be winning. And while this kind of game here is one that I want to think we're going to do quite well in. Lazio are the second seed. We are the top seed. Really, with the group that we've been drawn, in an ideal world, we get a nice emphatic win here, and then we don't have to worry about the rest of the group stage matches in episodes. We can focus on the league, focus on getting towards the tail end of the season with all the big matches that really, really matter. Of course, we are going for kind of the the three-peat Champions League wins this year, trying to match what Real Madrid did recently in real life, which, when you think about it, is an absolutely mad achievement to do. On top of that, I've somewhat alluded to it, I would love to go unbeaten in the Premier League this year, and I do feel like the game against Manchester United is going to be a proper test, but with the squad that we've got, the ability we have to rotate and maintain strength, I do genuinely think it's possible, although today is perhaps the one day where it could come all crumbling down fairly early in terms of the Premier League. As Panariello scored there on the volley, is that onside? It was a really good finish by Panariello. He scored last episode as well, I feel like. We picked him up last season, Panariello, from Real Madrid, and he wasn't amazing. He didn't have a super standout performance. This year, he's done a really, really good job so far, and in fact, this goal is going to count. Gurujagger headed it inside. He was onside, and that volley, cool, calm, collected, relaxed, slots into the bottom corner where I think other players would have just smashed it over. I feel a bit bad for you guys. It's 1-0 in our game here as we get a corner. The score in the Getafe Shakhtar game, I think I saw was 3-1. I feel like it's all action in the other game in our group. We're the boring game on TV. We've all been there, right, when you're watching the Champions League in real life and you realise you've put on the wrong game. That's how you guys might feel now as, well, Panariello goes charging through the middle. The finish at the end of it was lacking. Yeah, it is 3-1 in that other game. That is absolutely bonkers that they're having all the goals. Save some for us. Middleby bringing it forward. Whips it. That was a weird pass. It has found its way to Bowyer, who's going to bring it forward now. Options queuing up in the middle. Panariello is one of them. Already has one goal. Gives it to Heinz Winter, who flicks it to George. And George is just a very angry little man in the midfield. He smashes it over the bar. They've still got a goal kick here, which... well, they're going to play out, and David Lind is going to read. Panariello, Lind. Panariello, Bowyer. Lovely build-up play here. The passing is nice. Gurujagger, difficult angle for a shot, but he could cross it in. And on my word, that was an absolutely mad tackle by one of the Lazio players there. On the line, heroics. Lazio will feel very lucky, I feel like, if they get in at the break at 1-0. There might even be another chance here. It's smashed in. VAR is checking it, apparently, what is happening. Football Manager, are you okay? I think Football Manager's drunk. I've noticed recently that my Football Manager doesn't show the players walking out at the start of games, and the VAR thing bugs out like that a lot. Has anyone had this problem? If you have, please let me know how to fix it. There's 15,000 people watching. Surely one person has had this problem that I've been having recently with the VAR overlays. If you have had that issue, please let me know how you fixed it down in the comments. If no one's had this problem, that really would be quite something. Anyway, at half-time, 2 goals to the good. We've had lots of shots. I'm very happy. I'm a happy, clappy chappy. Nothing to worry about. More of the same in the second half. And well, there's going to be a chance straight away. As not for the first time in this game, we see Lazio building it out from the back. They are really, really trying to play this style of football. And we've been able to, on, well, repeated occasions, win the ball in really compromising positions and kind of catch them out in the transition. You can see Lazio do commit a lot of men forward. Both wing-backs push up the field when they have the ball. It does mean that when we do win the ball back in advantageous areas, we're usually good to break forward quickly. They might have a chance here, though. They do have a chance here, and they've taken it. Signorelli completely against the run of play. Halves our lead to just the 1 goal. And that's come from absolutely nowhere. I mean, you might have been able to tell. I was sat waiting for this highlight for it to kind of see us win the ball. In the end, it's been worked through the middle quite nicely. Kayando comes charging out, and then he kind of forgets that he actually has to make a stop. He's too busy running at the player. Either way, they've scored Lazio. It's now only 2-1. Do I need to be nervous? I'm not nervous yet, I don't think. I'll be nervous if they score this next goal. I feel like regardless of what happens in this highlight, I might bring on some of the big guns. I might bring on some of the main men, the starters, maybe Haaland on off the bench or something. I mean, they've got a chance here. What has happened? That was weird, wasn't it? That was concerning. Oh, my word. Referee, give him a red card there. That's disgraceful. Didn't actually look like a red card, but I'd be confused if this is just a yellow. Okay, it is just a yellow. Are we about to make something happen here? Bowyer takes a quick free kick. Panariello, Middleby, Aussie. He misses the goal. I was ready to say goal. And then he missed it. That would have looked really cool and really good if he'd finished it, wouldn't it? Anyway, I was about to make changes, but I'm too busy sulking about Middleby, and now I realise the game is continuing to play. If they now get an equaliser, I will blame myself for not making changes. If I don't make changes and we score, I will claim that I'm a genius and it was all tactical and not to do with me being distracted. Lind, Collins, building out from the back, McIntosh, George, look at this, we love this, Middleby, passing and moving and grooving. Middleby, all on his lonesome, forces a save out the goalkeeper. You know what? I'm going to not make the changes at this rate. I'm going to make them now. We're going to bring in Carlier, an inverted wing back on the right. You might be sat there thinking, Jack, why are you doing this? I've had a vision. I've had a dream. He plays right back occasionally for Belgium, and he is quite a good inverted wing back. Ignore the 6 marking and tackling. That stuff doesn't matter. Elsewhere, I'm going to take off Heinz Winter and I'm going to bring in Sergio Lopez. We'll go with just that double change for now. But given Lopez's recent goal-scoring form, he's the kind of man who I expect to waltz onto the pitch and score instantly. In fact, we've seen as this highlight starts him running onto the pitch, which could only bode well. George, Middleby, dinks it. Garajaga did not look interested in trying to win that. Nunes now with the ball for Lazio. I mean, if you were thinking this was going to be a one-sided stomp of a game, I guess in terms of the actual match itself, maybe it has been. But in terms of the actual scoreline, Lazio are keeping in touching distance. And every time we miss these chances, I get more and more anxious that we're going to live to regret them. We have still got a corner here. George is going to whip it in. McIntosh heads over. 15 minutes left here. This game is still really, really close. Still plenty on the line. Bertozzi plays it back to Patino. Now it's Stefanic. He's going to go all the way back to their keeper, who goes long and in the end gives it to Carlier, who with his 6 tackling and 6 marking takes down the ball superbly. He might not be able to defend, but he's got good vibes at right back. Can he do it again? Oh, I mean, that was Collins with the killer first touch as the ball came down with snow on it. Panariello, Garajaga, down the line. Lopez is in the middle. George is in the middle. Lopez is in the middle. And, well, the man I've bigged up for the first half of this episode heads it wide. Lazio in possession once more. Imagine if they scored now. I don't want to imagine it. I shouldn't imagine it. Let's not imagine it. Why am I imagining anything? Panariello, Lopez should score, does score. That's why we pay him the big bucks. He actually finds the back of the net. Middleby, take notes. So I'm going to make my last change. Panariello on a booking. Going to bring in Erling Haaland to play as the shadow striker because, you know, Lazio's tiring defence. Really need to see Erling Haaland for the last 10 minutes. That's what they dream of. I mean, maybe they do dream of it, but it's the stuff of nightmares. Imagine being tired out for 80 minutes by our team, and then Erling Haaland is just brought on. At that point, you realise life is not fair. I do feel a little bit bad for poor Lazio. Ball played forward. Lind, now in possession, gives it to the man of the moment, Erling Haaland. George, through the middle, should score, tries to dink the keeper. George, you are filthy. That is disgusting. This is the kind of goal where maybe I wouldn't always show the replay in the video. We're going to watch the replay of this. Can I have some dip to go with that chip? Oh my word. I mean, it had like backspin on it. That's naughty, innit? That is naughty. That is a naughty, naughty little chip. I wish my girlfriend was that dirty. That was filth. 2 minutes left. Could it go from bad to worse for Lazio? Garajaga, Elpert. Whip back post. Carlier nearly scores, playing inverted right wing back. I've just noticed Shakhtar v Getafe is currently 3-3. A last minute goal. I really feel like you've watched the wrong game if you're on this channel for this Champions League fixture. But we're not going to complain. We've got the win. 1-4-1. Garajaga, man of the match performance, but a good team display on the whole, except Kyondo on a 6.4. Kyondo fan club. If this man plays badly this year after I've got rid of Ruiz, I'm not going to forgive you. I'm blaming you guys. Now, as good as this win was, and as happy as I'm going to tell the players I was in the team talk, it's kind of inconsequential for this episode. I mean, it's not inconsequential. It's literally not inconsequential, but it's not the game I've been worried about today. It's not the game I've been thinking about. My mind has been consumed by this one. Manchester United away at Old Trafford. Never an easy place to go in Football Manager. We're going to go and take on this team that finished behind us on goal difference last year. Fingers crossed, we're going to come out on top. Let's do this. Whew. Okay, game number 2. This is the big one, folks. This is the one that's kept me up overnight. It hasn't actually kept me up overnight. Has anyone ever been kept up overnight over a Football Manager game? I feel like I'm one of the most serious Football Manager players in the world. It's never happened to me. But this is a game that has consumed me a little bit. I'm just looking at things now in terms of our best 11. And De Silva is not fit, but I did drop Haaland for the last game, so we'll be able to bring him in. Chiric has been out for an extended period of injury, but I think we've got to gamble with him in at left back. If we just look at his injury, he's been out with a back strain, which he has had, I feel like, before. Or maybe I'm misremembering it. Maybe I'm getting a back strain muddled up with a bruised thigh. I'll tell you what, if my manager has like more than one physiotherapy, I feel like I should go in game and change it myself. It just shouldn't be allowed to be like that. What is my physiotherapy? Wait, I just realised if you're a manager, you don't have a physiotherapy stat, do you? Do I even play this game? Anyway, back on topic. Haaland's in, Carlier, Zandberg and Lopez up front, Horniak, Fontana in the middle. I mean, this, to be honest, is pretty much full strength. The only area where there's maybe a question mark is the whole kind of De Silva versus Erling Haaland debate. And obviously, I like De Silva from the perspective of he is our captain and perhaps is slightly more technically gifted. I think Erling Haaland maybe edges him out for now, although with Haaland's kind of inevitable physical decline coming up, I do feel like De Silva's probably more likely to be the starter over the course this year. Let me know who you'd pick out of these two. But anyway, we are at full strength for this one. Of course, Manchester United's big player last year was Jadon Sancho, who they are now without. He retired at the end of last season. In terms of their team, they've got Adeyemi up top. Worth noting, Mladenovic, who was formerly of Arsenal, they ended up signing, of course. Manchester United were on the hunt for an attacker. They wanted to sign Middleby from us. In the end, they went with this guy, Mladenovic, who, well, we've been aware of. He's played against us a few times at Arsenal. He is a very, very good player. He doesn't like big matches, though. I'm hoping that means he won't show up today. I do realise, having just drawn attention to the fact he doesn't like big matches, he'll probably now just score against me and I'll sulk about it. But until then, we're going to enjoy this game at Old Trafford. As 10 minutes in, we need to do some defending. He's literally scored straight away. Oh, the ref's checking it. It's got to be off, right? Just VAR, save us. VAR. I don't know. Why am I doing this like it's cricket? You know what? In cricket, they have like the little hand signals, right? You have like if you go into video review, if it's a 6. We need gestures that the referees do in football. Like, what would the referee's gesture for a goal be? I mean, can they just go and celebrate with the players and maybe fist bump or something? You know what? This is a terrible tangent. Let's move on. We need to play better in this game. We're losing. I've begged the players. They've heard me. Pena heads over. First chance. Not exactly a classic. I'm going to get shouty. Throwing on this near side. Chiric tries to pick out Horniak and does just about. It wasn't the best header to Fontana, but we maintain the ball. And now it's with Chiric, Tullio, Fontana, Carlier, Sanchez through the middle as that inverted wing back. He runs wide. Loads and loads of players queuing up in the middle. Actually gets dispossessed by Ferreira. A really, really good tackle from him. Now Manchester United maybe looking to catch us out on the break. It's Mladenovic bringing it forward. Zandbergen wins the foot race though. Tullio, Horniak. Back to Tullio, Chiric. Nice build-up play. Nicely knocked around. This has been a very long highlight. I feel like the longer a highlight goes on, the higher the anticipation goes. Lopez, difficult angle. Going to run wide and try and hold it up. Gives it to Zandbergen. Back now with Lopez, who's going to cross it in towards Carlier. Slightly overhit cross, but not away from danger. We still have it here. We are penning Manchester United in. Ball dinked towards Lopez, who finishes it. I think he's off. Don't celebrate it. Calm down, everyone. My gut instinct is he's off. It was a really good finish by Lopez, to be fair. Could have been his 6th league goal in 5 games. As things stand, though, it isn't going to count, unfortunately. The ball, by the way, by Fontana was filthy here. This little dink, like, how did he see the run? First time, dinks it like that. Shame about the linesman's flag. Black bringing the ball forward for Manchester United, runs straight into danger. This is like immediately following the VAR decision. We've had 1 goal chalked off for offside. You know what would be a big statement if we go up the other end and score another one? And this time it counts. Tullio, Fontana, plays it towards Lopez. Those two looking to link up again and again and again here. Carlier, Lopez is through, one-on-one, forces Hernandez in goal to make a huge stop, and Fofana gets away from danger. Only 5 minutes left of the first half here. We've really not been good enough. Our XG is a little on the low side, although, of course, XG doesn't account for stuff like disallowed goals, for example, or crosses that you put into the box that are narrowly missed by the attacker, but technically don't result in a shot. But they have just scored again. I was talking about the unbeaten season. VAR, I don't think is going to help us here. And I know deep down inside it's not going to help us here. It's Manchester United 2. Crystal Palace 0. I just feel sad. I mean, it's really nicely worked, to be fair. Mladenovic plays it in and Karim Adeyemi's there. I talked crap about Mladenovic, talked about him hating important matches. He's now got a goal and an assist. Oh dear. I'm throwing a water bottle. I don't care if the players are going to cry. I'm throwing a water bottle, and then tactically, we're going to the two-striker system. Haaland and Lopez up top together. Apparently a load of the players are demotivated. You know what you do when players are demotivated? You just demand more off them. And then you get the green happy smiley faces. And now we're going to turn it all around. Isn't that right, Football Manager? Pena bringing it out. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're just shooting ourselves in the foot repeatedly. Adeyemi turns. It's in the back of the net. I'm fine. What have I just seen? I mean, Pena. I've spent £138 million on a centre-back who can't pass the ball 10 yards. Could Leonardo have done better there? Maybe. I feel like everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong here. Okay, look, there's half an hour left here. We need to make some big changes. Lopez is coming off. We're bringing in Gurajaga. We're going to bring in Heinz Winter as well. And with my final sub, George is coming on for Carlier. Those are the changes I'm making. We're bringing in the big guns up top. We're going to go attacking. We are going to get rid of work ball into the box. And now we're going to make the ultimate comeback. It's going to start right here. Sanchez to Gurajaga. Of course, Gurajaga and Winter coming on to provide us with a lot of pace, which I think on the counter-attack could be pretty lethal here. Unfortunately, Heinz Winter's heading is anything but lethal. Corner, Fontana whips it in. Pena's under it. It's cleared away, but Tullio should be able to keep this alive and does. Fontana, second ball in. Heinz Winter hits the woodwork. Zandbergen scores. He gets the ball out the net. Are we really doing a VAR check for this? Is everything going to be ruined by VAR? We're grabbing the ball. If we run the ball to the halfway line and put it down, they have to keep playing. Zandbergen's just stood with the ball in his hand. He doesn't know what's going on. Okay, it's counted. There's 20 minutes left here. I mean, could we do it? Heinz Winter probably should have scored the initial header. Zandbergen's rebound was more difficult to miss than score. Okay, there is, 5 minutes left here to get 2 goals. This is the thing you do, and once in a blue moon, you actually get a goal off it. But the reality is, it's probably not going to happen in this one here. But we'll do our best. We'll do our darnest. We are going to throw men forward, hit early crosses, pass into space, go as direct as we can. In transition, distribute quickly over the top, out of possession, just get stuck in, just close everyone down, try and force an error. Nothing's going to happen, but at least I can say I tried. You know, all the times I mentioned the unbeaten season this episode, didn't actually mean that, I swear. That was such a disappointing game. I got to admit, a little bit shell-shocked after that result. We just weren't good enough. I feel like in the first half we started badly. Obviously, that goal that was disallowed for us was unfortunate, but in the end, we just weren't good enough in the first half. And by the time we turned things around in the second half and actually started to play better and create more, it was too little too late. Apparently, poor finishing has cost us dearly. And apparently, Zandbergen's now been scouted by Bayern Munich. I mean, he's absolutely not for sale. Bayern Munich, jog on. Apparently, the best viewing was found at Old Trafford. Absolutely not. Ignore that. Not reading the rest of that inbox item. There's no point. Okay, well, that wasn't exactly where I wanted to leave things today, but it's where we are going to leave things. Our first defeat in the Premier League season. The unbeaten dream is dead. For now. I say for now. I mean, it can't now undie unless I play another season, which we're not doing. This is the last season. The Club World Cup's at the end of the year. The good news is we're still in the Champions League, and despite how bad I feel right now, we are still top of the league, technically. So let's just calm down a little bit, everyone. If you have enjoyed today's episode, as always, do drop a like on it. Just a little heads up again. internet issues are ongoing because I've got new internet being installed tomorrow. There's going to be lots of noise around my house. They're doing some drilling to thread through cables and stuff that may impact my ability to get a video out. So just be aware. If you get to your lunch break on Wednesday and there's no video, I'm giving you permission now to go and eat it anyway. You don't have to sit and wait for the video. You might end up starving. Anyway, folks, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a lovely rest of your day. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, if not sometime in the not-so-distant future. And until whenever that might be, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you in a bit. I'm out.